Hello there, I'm Jamie.
And I'm Darren.
And today we're going to talk about the new Aegis Boost. This small device is one of the, smallest and toughest pod systems around with its anti-corrosion rubber coating.
So the Aegis Boost, it supports both pods, which I'll quickly show you, and it supports an RDTA system up to a maximum of 40 watt, and it has a 1500 milliamp built-in battery.
And this pod system comes with two different types of coil. You have your mouth to lung and also your direct to lung as well.
In the box you do have the pod itself, however the RDTA section is sold separately. So what we're going to do now, we're going to do a little unboxing video just to show you everything you get inside the box of the Aegis Boost.
So here we have the Aegis Boost, which comes with a 2mm standard tank and a 1500 milliamp hour capacity. And inside the box, what you get is your device. And then inside this little box here, what you will find is your spare coil, as well as the one already installed, a changeable mouthpiece, a wrench. Now this is to aid you in your removing of your coil. We'll get to that a little bit sooner. And then of course what you have is a nice decent sized USB lead for charging. Here we have the Aegis Boost. To release the pod, what you'll find at the front of the device is a push button, and that will allow you to release your pod. Before we get started, what you need to do is just remove this little tab, just like so. And then what will be worth doing there is priming your coil and then filling your tank. So to turn your device on, all you need to do is 5 quick clicks of the fire button and your device will power on. What we have from now, we have the resistance of your coil. We'll have your puff counter. We'll have is the wattage of which you're currently set, and then of course on the left hand side there you will have your battery life. Charger port is based on the side, and very similar to the recent Aegis models, they do like to bung everything off. So for people that are working in dusty environments, tend to work with their dirty hands, this is going to be fantastic. Micro USB lead just on the side of the port there, and there we are. To fill this device up, it's nice and easy. What we have at the front of the device here at the top is our little rubber flat, and all you need to do, pull the top open, grab your juice, and then with a couple of squeezes, and then push that firmly down, and now pop back into place. Just at the front here as well, this little wheel will be for your adjustable airflow. So for those who perform more of a airy flow, just have that in the most open position. And obviously for the people that are using the mouth to lung, restrict that off to as comfortable as you possibly can. Obviously there is no right or wrong way to do this. As long as you are getting some sort of airflow through to your coil, you should be absolutely fine.
Okay, so that's the setup of the Aegis Boost. Waited about 5-10 minutes and we've let it absolutely prime the coil before we start vaping it. I've got this set at 22 watts with a 0.6 coil that comes with it. The 0.6 coil is a mouth to lung coil. You don't want to be using that with your high VG liquids because you might find it'll burn your coil out a bit too quick. So very simple, we just hold down the button. And we actually get quite a lot of vapour for a mouth to lung coil. Get a very, very good strong flavour. And with the bacon vape salts at 20 milligram, you really only need a couple of puffs before you're done. As
Darren just demonstrated there, that was the mouth to lung coil that is provided with you in the device. And what I'm going to use is the direct to lung. So as I was saying before with the airflow, just at the front of the device there we have the adjustable wheel, and as I'm using the direct to lung airflow, what I shall do is open that all the way up and try that out. We are still running that on the same wattage as well. So as you can see there, you do get a considerable more, I'd say, amount of vapor. Really good flavour as well.
Very good flavour.
I mean, from a small little pod device like this, quite shocked with the flavour profile that I'm getting from it. It's worth mentioning as well, also in the packet you do get a changeable mouthpiece. It does come with a more of a flat sort of mouthpiece just here, and then what we're going to do is change that over for the smaller what I would say more like a pen style sort of mouthpiece.
I'm gonna try.
So
Not tried it with that one yet.
Even with that, it's very comfortable. It's not too rough on your lips either. Quite a few different mouthpieces that tend to cut off right at the front.
That would definitely be better on the mouth to lung coil.
Yeah.
Not so much the direct to lung. It still works fine, but yeah, I'd recommend that for mouth to lung and this one for your direct to lung.
So what I'm going to demonstrate now is how to change a coil. And a good thing is with Geek Vapes, through using this device, what I have noticed is you don't seem to get much residue on the base of your tank. Do find with some pod systems, I mean it is going to happen, especially in the colder seasons, but you do get quite a bit of residual moisture in the bottom of your device. It's a usual thing that happens, but with these, what they have ensured is their coils are very nice and firm inside the pod. I mean, you can just take it out like so, and there we are. Or what you can do, and Geek Vapes have bared this in mind, what they have included inside the box is a little device. So this is going to aid you in the removal of your coil, and it is nice and simple. On the coil you'll see it does have two flat sides like so, and then on the base of the coil you have a lip. Now this is designed to have that fork just underneath there, and it will help you pry the coil out of place like so, and then we'll allow you to wiggle that out.
So we previously showed you the mouth to lung and the direct to lung. We didn't speak much about wattages. However, I run both mine on 25. Anything above 25 really for your direct to lung. Anything below 25 is more for your mouth to lung. Most pod systems, when you're doing mouth to lung, normally run at really low wattages, around about 8 to 15. However, with the Aegis boost, you can run it a lot higher with those mouth to lung coils. Just giving you a bit more of a nicotine rush and a bit more vapor production, which also increases the flavour.
Another thing worth mentioning as well, with the device it does come with a nice little safety cap on the top, which is literally effortless to remove. So it's fantastic for people working in dusty environments. Also from time to time as well, you may have found that you do pick up a little bit of pocket lint. This obviously is going to stop that happening. And I mean, it has quite a satisfying click as well. So it's not something you are just going to push on and then find out loose in your pocket. It does stay on there pretty well.
Probably my favourite thing about nearly any Aegis mod is this rubber coating they all have. They don't really scratch, paint don't peel off, got nice leather interior. They spend a lot of time not just on making sure that the mod works, but actually on the aesthetics of the mod itself, making sure that even though the mod will work for months and months and months, it actually stays in good condition. Because a lot of people just chuck them in their bags and chuck them in their pockets and don't take good care of them, and then after a few months they start to look a bit tacky and you want to buy another mod that looks nice and clean again. They really have sorted that problem, keeping everything looking fresh with this nice rubber texture. The rubber doesn't really scratch, it doesn't get any tears in. I believe they even claim it is tear resistant.
Also corrosion existing.
Yes, and well. Corrosion, of course, yeah. So just on that alone, this is one of the best on the market. Very, very closely rivals the Smok RPM, which we did a video on last week. I'm actually at the moment using both because I haven't picked my favourite out of the two. However, when it comes to durability of the device itself, as I was saying with this rubber coating, this is winning for me at the moment, as I have scratched my RPM and you know the paint does come off. If you take care of things, it won't, but I'm not that type of person. I do just chuck them in bags and chuck them in my pockets, and I know that with this I haven't got that worry. Alright, so final say on the Aegis boost. Brilliant mod, very easy to use. We've got a 2mm tank, which I didn't mention, has a little rubber bung in it. Got a pair of tweezers in there, managed to pull that rubber bung out. Probably gave me about 4 or 5mm capacity. However, I do imagine that they will bring out spare replacement pods for you to buy without that rubber bung in anyway, to save you the hassle of having to dig around and get it out. It wasn't too hard, but definitely would have rather just buying a pod that didn't have it in there in the first place. Battery life is good. I've been using this for 2 days now. I had to charge it this morning, so I've got over a day on it, which is very good considering it's running at 22 watt. Very easy to fill up. A simple rubber bung. Charging didn't take too long. I didn't pay much attention to how long it took, but it was under 2 hours and it was fully charged. And flavour. Most importantly, flavour. The flavour's there with this. I've used the same liquid in this and my RPM. The flavour just comes out just a little bit more in this than it did the RPM, which is what you want from any pod device, because flavours just seem to be so compressed with these pod devices lately. I think it's the higher wattage in this is actually giving us that extra flavour.
Definitely, yeah. So where you've got that slightly lower resistant coil on there as well, and you can afford to run it at higher wattages as well, you're not noticing that drop off point with the flavour and
yes.
And especially with the amount of vapour consistency you know, the consistency of it is, you know, it's shocking.
Yep.
You know, I was very, very surprised with the performance of this very small, very new pod
So
system.
the coils themselves, I've only been using it for 2 days. I've noticed no drop in flavour. My RPM lasts around about a week on the coils, and I expect these are going to be about the same, or if not even better.
I mean, obviously, depend on what sort of juices you are using. Depends on the person as well. Say flavour is very subjective. You know, people do get vapor's tongue quite easily, and then some will just not get it at all.
Which is mainly why I use the bacon flavour salts, because I just found from experience that my coils do not burn out quick with them.
No, and I mean, for me, it's the blue raspberry is one of my favourites. I can quite happily vape that throughout the whole week. Yeah, I don't notice any sort of drop off in the flavour.
Yeah, no, it's good.
You can find the new Aegis Boost in all of our 14 stores. We are located throughout Kent, also in the London areas.
Yeah, we're in Sheerness, we're in Milton, Maidstone, Chatham, Gravesend, Gillingham, Margate, Canterbury, Sittingbourne, Strood, Bexley Heath, Bromley South, Eltham, and Bexley Heath. And also we've got our Bacon Vape store over in Gravesend also. And just so you know, we just opened up a brand new store. It's called CBD Health and Wellness on Sittingbourne High Street. We have a full range of CBD products, from herbal tea bags, creams, oral drops, sprays, muscle balm, even CBD e-liquids. We even have some vapes over there, but it's more just for the CBD side. And on top of all that, it's also a health food shop. So we've got roasted nuts, we've got yogurt coated banana chips, we've got dried mango slices, we've got hot chili nuts,
the wasabi peas. Yeah.
It's got everything a CBD and health food shop needs. So if you've got time, definitely swing down to Sittingbourne High Street and check out that store.
That brings us to the end of our video. If you have any questions whatsoever, just comment in the section below. If you'd like to hear of any reviews on devices that we do in store or online whatsoever, give us a message and we shall do you a little video.
Yeah, and make sure you like and subscribe. Otherwise you'll miss any other videos we put up on our channel. So thank you very much for watching. As I said, my name's Darren.
And I'm Jamie.
And see you in the next one.
Bye bye.